Okay, so I've actually been pleasantly surprised with the Hotshots 50 weight oil. It's performing better in cold weather than I had with Schaefer's 50 weight. Now the Schaefer's, yeah, it turns out that was some pretty thick oil even among 50 weights. But I'm sure it was great oil. But for cold weather, I think this Hotshots has been a pleasant surprise. So let's fire it up here. Let the truck warm up for a minute. Now, how cold was it last night? It was in the low 40s. Right now, it's actually in the high 50s. So it's not exactly a super cold test, but it's cold enough to draw some comparisons to ATF4 and Schaefer's. So in this temperature, I'm guessing the oil's probably somewhere in the 40s still. The truck hasn't been driven in a couple days. So at that temperature, Schaefer's would be quite stiff. Doing a 1 to 2 shift would be borderline impossible without really yanking on the shifter. Third and fourth gear would be quite stiff. How will Hotshots be? So let's find out. Now reverse, going into reverse is not a problem, and I didn't have a problem when running with Schaefer's either. Some people do comment that 50 weight makes their reverse stiff. Never saw that with mine. Going into gear is no problem with the truck at a standstill, but in the past with 50 weight, let's just get rolling here and we can just find out. I'm going to use first right away because that's what I want to find out is the oil too stiff or too thick to have a comfortable 1-2 shift right away on say like a 50-some degree morning like this. So here we go. Yeah, no problem getting into second gear. Very, very usable there right away. So I would not have been able to do that when I had the Schaefer oil. So I was expecting the worst when I put 50 weight back in here. ATF4, that is still going to be easier shifting in cold weather than this 50 weight. So let's get up here. Let's see how the other gears are. Okay. Start with second here to third. You know, a little bit stiff going into third, but not really. You know, that was very reasonable, and I don't really mind that at all. It didn't seem like it was an unhealthy shift. Let's get up here to our next stop sign, and we will go back to, we'll go all the way back to first. We'll see if we can get up to fourth. So what's good news about this is that if you leave your truck hooked up with a trailer overnight, or you need to pull out on a steep incline when you first start driving your truck, then you can do it and not have to worry about it. That was my big concern. That's why I had switched back to ATF4 at one point. Yeah, fourth, a little bit of resistance going into fourth at these temperatures, but not bad at all. Very reasonable. Let's get up here to the next stop sign. We will pull out on the highway and try and get us up to all the way through sixth gear. So I can live with this, and with Schaefer's, like I said, I think it was a great product quality-wise, but comfort-wise, in any less than, even in temperatures around 70 Fahrenheit, there was a noticeable stiffness when you started driving. Let's go. Now the one thing with 50 weight is until you've been driving for a little while, if you do have the wheels turning, getting into the lower gears is a little bit of a challenge. So if your wheels are spinning at about 3 miles an hour, 4 miles an hour, and you want to just put it in second, it may be a little hard to pull into the gear. You know, we might be able to pull that off here. We got people coming. Test that out. But now I'm sitting on a little incline, and I haven't gone too far since leaving my house. And in the old days with the Schaefers, I would not be comfortable to use first gear here because I might not be able to get it into second. So I'd have to drag the clutch to pull out onto this highway. And I didn't like that very much. We'll get out there eventually here. I got people coming. This guy rolling some coal, this power joker. Alright, let's go. Yeah, no problem at all with the 1-2 shift, which is the biggest improvement. Third, a little tough to get into right there. But you drive a couple miles down the road and that will be gone. Fourth is actually easier than it was back there a minute ago. Fifth is just a beauty. I don't know why my trans likes 50 weight with fifth so much, but it's a huge improvement even in the cold compared to ATF4. And then sixth is nice too here. And really, now that we've driven about this amount of distance, it's going to start acting like it's a warm oil now. And when it's warm, this is the same or better in all gears than ATF4 was. So that's the rundown on Hotshots. I'd like to test it out with temperatures in the 30s or 20s. Haven't gotten that cold yet, but I think it's actually going to be quite decent. Like Hotshots at 40 some Fahrenheit is like Schaefer at 65 maybe. Big difference. And in my climate down here where it doesn't really get below 40 very often at night, this is actually quite good. So that's it for me. Hope this was helpful and informative, and I'll see you in the next video.